Welcome to Value Talks. Today it is me and Colonel Manish Kochhar, both of us co-founders of Value Talk. आज बात करेंगे कि आप कैसे एक एंटरप्रेन्योरियल जर्नी अपनी स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं, जिसमें कि मनीष सर हमें बताएंगे कुछ ऐसी इंडस्ट्रीज या कुछ ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटीज जहां चांसेस ऑफ सक्सेस आपके ज्यादा हो सकते हैं। उद्यमी बनने में क्या फैक्टर्स हैं जो आपको बहुत ज्यादा ध्यान देना चाहिए ताकि आपकी सक्सेस का रेशो या परसेंटेज प्रोबेबिलिटी इंप्रूव हो। साथ ही ऐसी कौन सी गलतियां हैं जो जनरली लोग एंटरप्रेन्योरियल जर्नी में करते हैं, जिन्हें अवॉइड करने से आपको फायदा हो सकता है। और अगर आप सोचते हैं कि आप एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना चाहें तो फिर कैसे इस रास्ते पर चले, इस सब की चर्चा आज हम करेंगे विद कर्नल कोचर। सर, वेलकम यू एज एन एक्सपर्ट ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक। आप दिख नहीं रहे हैं सर।
Hi, Vipul. Thank
यस
you.
सर।
Good evening, everyone.
मैं सर आपसे सबसे पहले तो यही पूछना चाहूंगा कि आप जो भी हमें आज अपॉर्चुनिटीज बताना चाहते हैं या आपको लगता है कि विच आर सुटेबल फॉर, व्हाट इज द क्राइटेरिया बेसिस विच यू आर सिलेक्टिंग द इंडस्ट्रीज जहां पे आपको लगता है आर्म फोर्सेस ऑफिसर्स शुड और मे ट्राई फॉर एंटरप्रेन्योरियल अपॉर्चुनिटीज।
Vipul, उससे पहले let me give a clarification. I am no expert on entrepreneurship. In fact, my claim to fame is कि मैंने entrepreneurship में बहुत ज़्यादा गलतियां करी हैं, and I don't want people to commit the same mistake, right? So whatever I have learned is all through mistakes, and uh, काफी मैंने इसमें I have lost lot of money also in this. So uh, so what the intention was that people get swayed by so many opportunities which keep coming our way, and people should not lose money. ठीक है, मुझे बताने वाला नहीं था कोई, तो मुझे लगा कि we can do a session on this, and that's the reason for this.
जी
So and now it's pretty fine, but I have had bad moments in life in entrepreneurship. It's fine now. So
हाँ सर, बट अब तो आप यू आर रनिंग अ सक्सेसफुल डीलरशिप बिजनेस। यू आर ऑलरेडी अ मेजर सप्लायर टू लॉट ऑफ इंडस्ट्रीज,
yeah,
मैन्युफैक्चरिंग
that
इंडस्ट्री।
no, that's what I'm saying. That initially the kind of money which I have wasted just by listening to people and thinking it is going to be easy. Excel sheet पे business नहीं होता ना बिल्कुल. Excel sheet दिखा के जो business आपको जो रुझाते हैं ना, आपको उनसे दूर रहना चाहिए. तो question was, what are the important aspects, right?
नहीं, मेरा सवाल ये था सर कि आप किस बेसिस पर सजेशंस देंगे, जो आपने बताया था, जो हमारी बात हुई थी, दैट यू विल टेल सर्टेन इंडस्ट्रीज या सर्टेन अपॉर्चुनिटीज व्हिच कैन बी वेयर द रेट ऑफ सक्सेस कैन बी हायर फॉर एन आर्म फोर्सेस ऑफिसर इफ शी और ही ट्राइज टू बी एन
Okay, right,
एंटरप्रेन्योर। व्हाट वुड बी द बेसिक क्राइटेरिया जिस पे
right,
आप
right.
ये लिस्ट बनाएंगे?
Okay. So सबसे पहली चीज तो Vipul is about capital required. So capital investment has to be low. You should be able to scale it up once you start getting the result, once you're more confident. But when you are entering into the venture, your capital investment should be low. Then there should not be any barrier as far as government compliances are concerned. If there are any, then you should be able to, it should be easy to obtain those permissions or compliances. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आपने कदम तो रख दिया उसमें, लेकिन आपको परमिशन ही नहीं मिल रही है. ठीक है, तो as far as regulatory compliances, regulatory permission, you should choose a niche where it's not a gray area and उसमें आपको दिक्कत ना आए. There is you should choose something where you are able to leverage your existing network, your contacts. So if you are able to leverage your existing contacts, existing network, so there are better chances of succeeding in that business. कोई बहुत ज्यादा एंट्री बैरियर्स नहीं होने चाहिए. or in case you find कि ये मेरे लिए नहीं है and you want to exit, तो exit barriers भी नहीं होने चाहिए. You know, you have to cut your losses fast. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि you have got, आप अंदर घुस गए किसी वेंचर के, you started doing it and then you realize that no, it's not going the way you had planned, or maybe you are not enjoying for whatever reason. If you want to exit that business, it should be easy to do it. आप फंस ना जाएं उसमें बस. बहुत ज्यादा कोई लॉन्ग जेस्टेशन पीरियड नहीं होना चाहिए. I am, whatever points I am giving, I am keeping the masses in mind. I am not talking about somebody who has got a very niche skill, somebody who's from a business family or who has already got the funding and all. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking for the common mass people. And then the payment cycle should be such कि आपका बिजनेस है, बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है, वेरी नाइस, एंड सेल्स हो रही है, जो व्हाटएवर प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस यू आर सेलिंग सो हो रही है, लेकिन पेमेंट नहीं आ रही है कस्टमर से. एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू, कलेक्शन इज अ वेरी बिग प्रॉब्लम in a business where you are selling a product or a service. Leave aside food business, or if you have a shop or a showroom where you're dealing in instant payment. Most of the businesses, they run on credit, and it should not be so that you are running after, आपकी सेल तो हो गई 1 करोड़ की, लेकिन वो 1 करोड़ आने में आपके जो है वो 1 साल लग गया. 1 साल तक आप मतलब पीछे भाग रहे हैं, उसके बाद आपका whatever P&L you are calculating. So collection जो है, it's a major problem, and you should see that it should not be, you should not get into a business, and even if you get into this kind of a business, then you have to consider all these aspects, that your money will be in rotation, and there may be delayed payments. So all those things you should be aware of. So these are the common criteria which I think one should keep in mind. And it may not be, you may not meet all these criteria, but if 4 out of 5 you're meeting, you may still, and which is the one you are not meeting, that should not be the most important one. So you have to see that it should not be that it requires huge amount of investment, and by the time you are breaking even, it's a long time. So you have to keep all these things in mind. You yourself are a entrepreneur, and that too a very successful one. Vipul, agar anything else you can please add.
मैं तो आपकी बात को ही समीक्षा कर देता हूँ कि शुरुआत में पैसे कम लगे, जो माल बेचें तो पैसा जल्दी रिकवर हो, और घुसना और निकलना बिजनेस में इतना मुश्किल ना हो कि फंसी जाए. मतलब घुसने में इतना टाइम लग जाए कि फंस गए, या कोई गलती होगी तो निकलने में बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत हो. दिस इज व्हाट यू आर ब्रॉडली सेइंग. सो इस तरह के कौन से वो 8-10 बिजनेस, कौन सी अपॉर्चुनिटीज या इंडस्ट्रीज हैं जो आप सजेस्ट करेंगे एक ऐसे ऑफिसर के लिए जिसका बैकग्राउंड नहीं है बिजनेस का, या जो जिसके फैमिली में बिजनेस नहीं है, जिसने खुद कभी अपनी तरफ से एंटरप्रेन्योरियल अपॉर्चुनिटी को अप्रोच नहीं किया? व्हाट आर दोज 8, 10, 12 industries or opportunities or options you would like to suggest based on these criteria which you discussed just now?
So Vipul, ये बहुत कुछ तो इस पे डिपेंड करता है कि आपका अपना इंटरेस्ट किस चीज में है. Most of the people, including me, I want to run a restaurant. I want to have a restaurant. But whether I can or I should, that's a different question altogether. So it depends कि आपका इंटरेस्ट किस चीज में है. And if we start with little comparatively safer ones, and which are the low hanging fruits, I think DGR itself offers 2-3 kind of opportunities. And in fact, we will talk about this more, this Friday we are having a talk uh, on this issue only. DG has supported this basically on security agency, and we are inviting a DG or officer himself of the rank of brigadier. So, I think we'll touch upon this particular thing on that on Friday. Otherwise, one can look at a DGR option, and I know people who are doing it very successfully. Another this thing is a consulting business based on whatever you have done in army. Midcat is an example. Midcat started as a consulting business, if I am not wrong. I may be wrong also. But long back when I started my corporate journey, and I had a friend, we were in Bombay, I was in Reliance. There was another friend of mine, very dear friend of mine, who was also in Reliance with the other brother. And that time we had this, we thought of starting a consultancy where something on the line of Midcat. But then ideas are not businesses. Somebody did it, somebody didn't do it. So that is something which we'll cover a little later. So consulting business is also something. Whether you are in infantry, if 2-3 like-minded people get together and they have somebody who is from the technical stream, somebody who's from the physical security stream, somebody who's very good at getting business and all. So 2-3 people can get together and start giving consultancy on many things. It depends what is your expertise. Then are businesses which are sales commission basis. You may be selling some software, some licenses, some application softwares, financial investment consultancy, real estate, transportation, travel agency, HR placements, etc., whatever. So those are the kind of where you don't have a product of your own, but you have, say, Microsoft के आप products बेच रहे हैं, offering, and or maybe you are with dealer of Samsung or something. So you get commission on whatever sales you make. There is your skill oblique technical knowledge based work, which is it can mean anything. You can be a very good orator, you can be a motivational leadership coach, you can be trainer on various different things, corporate trainer, can be in finishing schools. For army spouses are very good at most of the finishing schools I have seen, they have employed army spouses. And you may be, if you are technically very good, then you may be having your own technical coaching centers or examination preparation centers, competition preparation centers, digital marketing, whatever. So that is your some hobby kind of based businesses. Maybe baking, home based. It can be home based also. Baking or catering. I long back I had met a ASC officer who was into catering, and he was in a big time catering. I don't remember the name right now, but he was in a big time catering. I mean, he was a very big player in catering. So then there is an officer who has a baking academy in Hoskas, I think. I'm forgetting the name. So in sorry,
Rajaref officer from SS64.
Right. So he has a baking academy in Hoskas and maybe somewhere else also.
He has this in Gurgaon also, sir. I'll tell you his name. Dinesh Sharma, Major Dinesh Sharma.
Right. Dinesh Sharma. Yes. So I had once spoken to Dinesh. So then you have you can be in academics line, online trainings, content based content. Web3 is the uh, place to be in time to come. Uh, you should be a creator. You may be creating something, some content on online. Not easy, a lot of hard work, and but one can, if one is passionate about it, then one can actually give it a try. Then you can be then of course, if you love doing projects or something, you can get into project execution for small projects, maybe in tech domain, maybe in civil construction domain, supplying to army. Use your connections. And of course, service industry is there. Hospitality industry is a huge industry. A lot of hard work again. There is nothing which is coming easy. All I want to say before we move further from these opportunities, there are whole lot of franchise options are available, and people are ready to show you Excel sheets how you will earn money. I am telling you, whatever Excel sheets they are showing, divided by 20, that is what you will earn. If they are showing that you are you will be earning 1 lakh rupees a month, divided by 20, 5,000 rupees if you get, you should be very happy. This is the kind of जो जिस तरह की फ्रेंचाइज बेची जा रही है बाद में, because I have suffered. I have full experience of this. So whatever you plan to do very due diligence. Don't get swayed by the numbers which are thrown at. Okay, so let's progress, Vipul. Whatever comes to my mind, I'll keep giving you.
सो आपने जो 10-12 अपॉर्चुनिटीज बताई सर, इसमें मैं आपसे जानना चाहूंगा एज अ कंटिन्यूएशन, व्हाट आर द इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट्स, अगर कोई एक अफसर एक उद्यमी बनना चाहता है, एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना चाहता है, व्हाट आर द इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट्स वन शुड कीप इन माइंड?
सबसे पहले तो मैंने वही बोला था, सबसे पहला तो वही था कि लो कैपिटल, अपनी कैपिटल को ना प्रोटेक्ट करें. What happens is, lot many times we want to have flush things. We have conviction in an idea, and we want to do it. Everything. We want to have a website also, including me. I have done it. Okay, and want to have a good office. अच्छा सब कुछ ये वगैरह वगैरह. So हमारा, we don't have control over the cash outflow, and inflow इतना होता नहीं है. So something is, first of all, you have to be little slow in investing your money, hard-earned money, in the business. Go little slow, go थोड़ा सा कंजूसी के साथ करें, and then as things keep becoming better, you keep getting confidence, then you start investing more, putting more money in that business. Also, don't do it alone. कोई हम सफर, कोई हमरा ही होना चाहिए. Lone wolf जो है वो is not really a very winning approach as far as entrepreneurship is concerned. You got to seek the support from spouse, kids, जिनको भी आप involve कर सकते हो, friends, family, जिनको आप कर सकते हो, उनको involve करो, and you will enjoy doing it then. But otherwise, they can be very trying moments. It may be psychologically and physically also quite stressful. Secondly, you are not. I mean, you may also, but most of us are not going to develop next Facebook or Twitter or Tesla for that matter. So focus on sales and marketing. Sales and marketing. You sell more often, and then you sell big. Sales and marketing is one of the most important things, and somehow most of us stuck at this. It's not easy to sell. So we are good at operations. Sales is like the general cadre of the civil world. Like you go to general cadre and you go to staff. So sales is the general cadre of the civil world. If you can learn how to sell, it's very, it's going, then there is no stopping. Then idea means nothing. You may be having fantabulous idea. बहुत बड़ा आइडिया हो सकता है आपके पास, बहुत अच्छा आइडिया हो सकता है, but till the time it is not implemented, it remains an idea. And also you should have something to show. Only then people would be interested in your idea, चाहे वो investor हो, चाहे वो खरीदने वाला हो, कुछ भी हो. So while we think, I also think I have a very good idea. Even now I think that I have a very good idea. I have discussed it with lot many people. Everybody has shown interest. जब पैसे लगाने की बारी आती है तो कोई नहीं आता आगे. Everybody says damn good idea. Okay, so be practical. आइडिया सिर्फ आइडिया के ऊपर ना चले, उसको शेप दे एंड उसके ऊपर एक्शन ले. ओनली देन समथिंग विल हैपन, वेदर द फंडिंग और वेदर द सेल्स, ओनली देन इट विल स्टार्ट हैपनिंग. कीप योर ओवरहेड्स लो. So I was associated with a startup in which I had a promise of equity, and which didn't materialize because of COVID and various other reasons. So they had a 2,500 square feet office in Bangalore, जिसका कि किराया जो था वो 2.5 लाख रुपए था महीने का. When I joined them, they were in distress, and I had joined them because to retrieve. 2.5 लाख रुपए का किराया पर मंथ था. 2.5 लाख रुपए का उनका अर्निंग नहीं हो रही, just because they had the funding. They were so my first task was to cut down on their cash outflow. Of course, तब तक वो इतने पाप हो चुके थे कि वो survive नहीं हुआ. But this is something which people go very wrong. You have to keep your overheads low. It gives you a safe margin of safety. Don't get into fancy stuff, fancy offices, fancy this thing, decor and all those things, and logos and website and all. Do it when the time comes, when you start getting the traction. I mean, whatever is necessary, please do it. What I'm saying is, try to keep the overheads low. अगर आपका एक आदमी से काम चलता है, एक आदमी रखें, 3 मत रखें पहले, बाद में रख लेना किसी एक और. ठीक है? You don't have to have a chai wala, and you don't have to have a safai wala and all those things. See how you can manage by keeping the overheads low. पहले 2-3 साल just focus on profitability. Overheads low रखने हैं. Set your business. Suppliers कहाँ से आएंगे, buyers कौन होंगे, have a small team, and be consistent and be at it. Scale up हो जाएगा business. जैसे once you start getting comfortable, आपको पता लग जाएगा कि your buyers, this is the niche segment, this is the segment which is interested in your products, this is the kind of trend which is going on. उनके डिमांड इस तरीके की हैं. सप्लायर मेरा यहाँ, ये वाला सप्लायर मुझे टाइमली पे वो कर देता है, सप्लाई कर देता है. He may be little costly, but he keeps his commitment. Or whatever. I mean, once you get comfortable with your environment and you are settled in the business, that is the time the scale up can happen. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't suggest. I mean, I won't say that I don't suggest you start up with an idea of a startup and raise funding and all. What I've seen is कि पहली बात तो आजकल वैसे ही ऑन एन आइडिया आपको फंडिंग मिलेगी. टिल द टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट लैंडस्केप अभी बहुत ज्यादा अलग हो गया है. People fund only when they see little bit of traction in the idea. When they see, yes, he is getting traction in last 6 months, they have built up their sales funnel वगैरह वगैरह. इतने लोग इनको ज्वाइन कर चुके हैं. So many sales funnel is ready. Sales has started happening. They have a product to sell and service to sell. Only then you can tell your story, and then somebody would be interested in investing in your startup. Rather, what I would recommend is that you first do it as a traditional business, get comfortable, scale up. हो सकता है कि आपको फंडिंग की जरूरत ही ना पड़े. It depends. Or once you get comfortable in that business, once you have a big idea, then you have an idea how you would scale up. कहाँ किस तरीके से business आएगा, how growth will happen. Then the story, जो आपके स्टोरी में जो गैप्स थे वो फुल हो जाएंगे. जब वो गैप फिल हो जाएंगे, then it will be easier to have your sales pitch ready for funding and all. Also, in case you do think of going the startup way of raising funds and going full throttle, but raising a funding has its own pitfalls also. There's a lot of trade-off of control. So those are some things which actually are beyond the scope of this talk. But what I would recommend is that you have go for the traditional business first. आप अपने पैसे लगाएं, जो भी अपने bootstrap करके, अपने friend family वगैरह से मिल के जो भी थोड़ी बहुत capital है, keeping the overheads low, उसको लगाएं. और फिर settle down in your business and then see whether what kind of scale up you require. If you require a very big scale up and you require some funding, then you can choose your path.
Okay, sir. मेरा आज का my last question for today would be कि what are the major mistakes, common mistakes which people do when they start walking down the entrepreneurial road, which can be avoided in general by everyone. And इसी में एक related सवाल है, what are the mental changes in the mental framework which you would recommend, or you would rather counsel someone to bring about in themselves? अपने दिमाग में वो कौन से बदलाव लाएं जिनकी वजह से हम ये गलतियां करते हैं जो एक एंटरप्रेन्योर को नहीं करनी चाहिए, बेसिक अवॉइडेबल एरर्स.
ओके, तो विपुल, सबसे पहले तो ना, lot many times I've met so many officers call me also and they said, sir, I am planning to leave. तो मैं उनसे पूछता हूँ कि why do you want to leave? So वो जो why वाला क्वेश्चन है ना, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. सबसे बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन यही होता है. तो if the person is saying because I have been overlooked, तो अगर overlook नहीं होता तो he would have continued. ठीक है. Though it is a major, it is a reason, but just because you have been overlooked, somehow I am not convinced. There has to be something more than that. So you have to be convinced in your mind that you're leaving and you're leaving for some reason. Similarly, don't think of becoming entrepreneur because you're not getting a job. It's not a substitute for job. क्योंकि that would kind of tantamount to doing it in half measure. You're mind and soul is not into the game. And you will succeed in entrepreneurship only if your heart is into it. In fact, whether you succeed or not, you will survive only if your heart is into it. Success तो आएगा with आप लगे रहोगे, लेकिन आप survive ही नहीं करोगे if your heart and mind is not into it. So become an entrepreneur because you want to be an entrepreneur. Not because कि जॉब नहीं मिल रही, चलो यही कर लेते हैं, चलो देख लेते हैं, ठीक है. तो वो जो चीज है ना, वो somehow it doesn't work. एंड दूसरी बात यह है कि just because somebody else is doing well in any field, in fact, that doesn't mean that you would also do well in that field. So it can be entrepreneurship venture, it can be a job, it can be anything. We don't know his capabilities, his circumstances, everything can be different. So when you go for entrepreneurship, it has to be a deliberate, well thought out decision, and only then you take the plunge. Second thing is that you have to work on your psyche. Your mind plays a lot of games. It can be really, at times you may find that nothing is moving, and at times nothing moves also. लगता है कि कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा यार, कर क्या रहे हो तुम? What am I doing? So you have to be mentally strong, have conviction, and be ready for this situation. That there may be a situation when there is nothing moving. You are not seeing any noticeable results, tangible results, which you can notice. And then, with LinkedIn and Facebook of the world, you see all your friends and all this posting, he is giving lecture there, he is giving something there, and then you suddenly realize कि यार मैं तो कुछ कर ही नहीं हूँ. तो ये जो mind है ना, it starts playing games. So be ready for this situation, and I am telling you, it will happen. When you start entrepreneurship, you will not succeed overnight. It will take a lot of time. But then you are going to be your own king. Somebody else who's going, जिसको जितने भी ये देखते हैं हम, they are all working for somebody. People will be working for you in case you make it. So that's a very big this thing. And as officers, the cost of this is very heavy because the opportunity cost is very heavy because you are not doing a job. You are trying to set up a business, and that business is taking time. In that time, आपके दिमाग में ये आता है कि I could have done this job, I would have been earning in lakhs or something, whatever. So you have to guard against that. Self-criticism, patience. You run out of patience, you get into the self-criticism mode, and I mean it can be quite stressful. So be ready. It's not easy. It's not for everyone. And sorry for being blunt, and sorry for not showing any rosy picture. It is what it is. It can be the most humbling experience. आप जनरल साहब हो, आप कर्नल साहब हो, it doesn't matter. How does it matter? So I in my this thing, I go and meet people whom I think in my career I would have never met and never spoken to them also. I go, I serve them. Yes sir, क्या हो रहा है, क्या है? It's a very humbling experience. And आपको corporate sector में तो you have to leave the baggage behind. यहाँ पे तो आपको मतलब पूरा baggage जो है फेंक देना है उठा के. So, and it's not this thing. I have met this thing Mukesh Ambani when I was in Reliance, and I've seen Anil Ambani when I was uh, commanding, and he had come to meet uh, the GOC for they were doing some this thing. He addressed everybody as sir. He is a businessman. So मतलब ये हमारी जो है ना, हम तो कर्नल और मेजर में ही अटक जाते हैं. तो थोड़ा सा we have to keep our baggage to one side. In fact, throw it out. Uh, Another thing, don't assume that whatever you are selling, your friends will buy it or your course-mates will buy it. Selling to your known people is most difficult thing. वो विपुल, वो कौन वो थी ना, 3 Idiots. आपके आपके नंबर खराब आए हैं उससे इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ता, लेकिन आपके दोस्त के नंबर अच्छे आ जाते हैं ना, तो उससे बहुत कष्ट होता है. तो 3 Idiots में एक ये डायलॉग था, which is quite true. It's, don't think that your friends and family, they will buy from you just because you are there. They will buy only if they will be the biggest critique, and they will buy if there is value. Okay, so don't, why I'm not saying that they are doing something wrong. They, of course, they will buy, they should buy only if there is something of value in what you're selling. What I'm saying is, in your planning figures, don't think that इतने तो ये चीजें तो हो ही जाएंगी ना, इतना तो बिजनेस आ ही जाएगा अपने जान पहचान वालों से. नहीं आए. So that is something which you should not plan on. And ये मैंने पहले भी बोल दिया, getting sucked into a business franchise, it may be a big brand, and thinking कि ये है key to success, वो तो बहुत ही खतरनाक रूट है. Out of the various franchisee partners, very few who do well. तो उसने तो जो फ्रेंचाइज दे रहा है उसको तो पैसे मिल गए. उसने तो आपसे पैसे ले लिए अपने नाम देने. Everything you are doing, sales you have to do, which is the most difficult part. Leads you have to generate. So if you want to go the franchise way, make sure that you are not paying anything to them. There is no this thing. Revenue sharing पे करो जो भी करना है. Revenue sharing भी नहीं, profit sharing पे, revenue sharing भी नहीं. He will not be ready. If a franchise is so confident that you will make money, then why don't they, profit sharing पे क्यों नहीं करते हैं वो काम? Somehow I am very much against franchise, but yes, what I'm trying to say is, do your due diligence, and only then go for the franchise, go for taking franchise of any company. Last I would say is that you may have the best knowledge, you may have the best product, but it is of no use if you can't sell it. फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. अगर आप उसको बेच ही नहीं सकते, बेच ही नहीं पा रहे हो, आई मे बी द बेस्ट career strategist, guide, coach, life coach, mentor, whatever, but if I can't monetize it, there's no point. So sell more often, sell at a higher price by giving more value, add value, recover your cost. So whatever product you have, उसका जो वो तभी अच्छा है if you are able to sell it. Otherwise चल रहा है, बहुत सब कर ही रहे हैं. I think I've covered
ए, ए,
मोस्ट ऑफ
एक एक अब एक बात और पूछ लेते हैं सर। कोई लोग मोटिवेट हो ही गए होंगे, सोच ही लें कि करना है तो क्या करें, कैसे करें, हाउ टू गो अबाउट इट, मे बी 3 4 5 बेसिक स्टेप्स।
ओके, तो ना सबसे पहले तो विपुल, व्हेन आई वाज लीविंग, माय ब्रदर इन लॉ टोल्ड मी ही वाज इनटू बिजनेस, and he was into job, and he was doing a business side by side. So he said ki, Manish, I was late in starting, and I did this mistake of doing a job and then doing a business side by side. So if you want to get into, if now that you have hung your uniform, this is the right time to get into a business. Don't join any. और मैंने बोला कि मैं ना ऐसा करता हूँ, 2 साल नौकरी कर लेता हूँ और उसके बाद करता हूँ. आई एम टेलिंग यू, वो जो सेफ्टी माइंडसेट होता है ना, सेफ प्लेइंग सेफ माइंडसेट. इंसिडेंटली मैंने इसके ऊपर अभी एक वीडियो भी बनाया ऑन करियर कोच, दिस थिंग, playing it safe. Those are the in which I have spoken about unconventional career advice. So ये जो प्लेइंग सेफ माइंडसेट होता है ना, ये आपको करने नहीं देगा. एंड राइटली सो. आई मीन, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 2011, and after so long, I should have done it that time. So if you have to, don't get into I will do a job in the similar industry, gain some experience and then start. That is, ऐसा होता नहीं है, wishful thinking है. You want to do it. अपना होमवर्क करिए, बिजनेस प्लान बनाइए, सोचिए कैसे होगा, सारा होमवर्क करिए एंड देन डू इट. बट वो होता नहीं है वो सब कि मैं पहले एक जॉब करूंगा. जनरली नहीं होता है. ऑफ कोर्स इफ यू आर स्मार्ट इनफ, आई एम टॉकिंग फ्रॉम माय एक्सपीरियंस. Then speak to your friends, family who have been in the business. Any business, मतलब कुछ भी हो सकता है. अगर वो काफी देर से कर रहे हैं, when you speak to them from the perspective of as a student, humbly, because your aim is to learn. Don't अपनी वहां पे अफसरी नहीं झाड़नी है हमने उनसे सीखना है. So try and get as many lessons as you can from them. कैसे वो खरीदते हैं, मतलब जो भी जिस भी तरह का बिजनेस है, कि भाई कैसे होता है, सेल्स कैसे होती है, अकाउंट्स कैसे मेंटेन होते हैं, कैसे मैनेज होता है, पेमेंट कितनी देर में आती है, तो कितना पैसा वापस लगा देते हैं, वगैरह वगैरह, जो भी, मतलब जिस तरह के भी स्टूपिड क्वेश्चंस, ऑल क्लैरिफाई ऑल योर डाउट्स. सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन. ये डिसिप्लिन शब्द है ना, ये पीछा नहीं छोड़ेगा. तो the most important, the key to anything is self-discipline. You have to be at it. You have to do the things. As an entrepreneur, your self-discipline is uh, is very, very important. You have to be strict with yourself. You're your own boss. तो आपने ही अपने आप को सुबह उठाना भी है और काम भी करना है. And you see, when you don't have, as an entrepreneur, you don't have the luxury. Initially, you won't have the luxury कि यार वो कोई घंटी मारी, चाय लेके आ जाए, यार ये कर दे, वो कर दे, अपना प्रिंट आउट निकालना है, गेट अप गो, प्रिंट आउट निकाला, वापस आए, स्टेपल भी खुद ही किया, फाइल में लगाया, ऑल दोस थिंग्स, फाइलिंग एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा, मेक द प्लान. नोबडी इज गिविंग यू अ ड्राफ्ट कि हाँ भाई आप ड्राफ्ट लेके आ रहा है, उसमें आप लाल पीला नीला हरा कर रहे हैं, इफ यू आर द 2IC. तो वो सब नहीं हो रहा है, आप ही कर रहे हो. You are the boss, you are your own boss. You have to be You are the employee, you are the employer. तो आपको you have to be very disciplined. जो चीज करनी है as per the task list, as per the plan, वो करना ही करना है. And you don't own the business. The business is owning you actually. As I said, you are the employee, you are the employer. So you are an employee of your own business. So have that mindset. तभी गाड़ी आगे बढ़ेगी, वरना तो बहुत रुकने के चांसेस है. Accounting properly you have to do. Accounts very very important. You have to पता ही नहीं लगता कि पैसे जा कहाँ रहे हैं. So you have to keep an account कि कितने की, if you are in a I mean, depending upon whatever industry you are in, if you are in something in which you have to keep inventory, तो कितनी inventory आई, कितने में आई, कितने में पास गई, कितने में गई, how much inventory is left, how much you should plan for, what is the forecast, all those things, how much you pay for rent, how much is the cleaning services you have to pay for, कॉफी का खर्चा कितना है, ये सब जितनी भी छोटी मोटी बड़ी सब तरह की अकाउंटिंग जो है इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओनली देन यू वुड कम टू नो कि whether you are in any kind of profit or not, yeah, even if you are breaking even or not. And if you are, once you do this, then you will come to know okay, I am at this point and I have to be at this point. So what all things I have to do, where I have to cut down, if I have to plan for some other additional expenditure next month, whatever. So accounting has to be proper. Next is that you don't leave anything to luck. Some of what we call luck is actually the macro result of thousands of micro actions. And these are the micro actions which I actually mentioned. Keeping overheads low, keeping the proper accounts of everything, have control of small things, reaching out to the customers, talking to them, talking to your prospective clients, etc., etc. These are all those micro actions which make you lucky. And when you arrive and when you make it big, then people think, oh yaar, he was very lucky. He was very lucky when he left. उस वक्त तो बहुत jobs थी यार. I am coming out, there are no jobs. कोविड भी आ गया. फिर कोविड के बाद सारी सबकी जॉब लग गई. अब तो यार जॉब खाली नहीं है. उसने तो ये वाला, I mean, there's so many things. So people always think that the guy is lucky. It's never the luck. One becomes lucky after many years. People just see the success. So that is something. एक चीज जो what I say is that okay, let me just, can I share my screen?
Sir, please.
So this is something we keep saying. I mean, you spend too much of time on focusing on what could have been, what might have been. लेकिन हम ना उसके बारे में नहीं सोचते that can be. So till now we are at certain stage of life. We are at certain stage. The middle line which is there, the dotted line, we are maybe somewhere there, and we have already taken some path. Rest all paths are close to us, all the black paths. But from here onwards, all the paths are open to us. So it's up to us what path to take. The opportunity is so much. See the density of opportunities. So don't close your options, don't close your minds, don't have any mindsets. If you want to try something, छोटी सी जिंदगी है, if you want to try it, then try it. Don't have that regret कि मैंने try नहीं किया. So I never wanted to live with that regret that I never tried. I didn't try it. I left because I wanted to leave and see the other side of it. अगर मैं नहीं फौज से बाहर आता तो मैं ये regret ही करता रहता. And I didn't want to live with that regret. So focus on, never underestimate the density of opportunities which are ahead of you. It doesn't matter. You think entrepreneurship is not for you? Doesn't matter. You want to choose a career, but then choose a career which you would like to do. ये किसी कभी बाद में बात करेंगे इसके ऊपर. But I just wanted to show this. Yeah, Vipul.
Gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep